Hey, deserving listeners, 90 Day Fiancé, let's watch. By the way, my name is Dr. Kirk Honda. I'm a therapist and a professor. As I always say, since this is a psychology podcast, this may contain triggering material, so watch with care. Let's watch.
Okay, baby, where's your wallet?
Okay. How much?
$512.
500 big ones. Yeah, I'm sorry. I didn't know it was so much. I think I might have to come back and buy these another time.
Okay, so to catch you up, Gino and Jasmine are at the store because Jasmine doesn't like the way that he dresses, which is fine. But at the same time, I don't know, you should ask someone, hey, I would love to buy you some clothes. I think you'd look great in this. Would you like to try something? Instead of judgmental ways of talking, I don't know. That's something wrong with being having a request in there. But anyway, I don't know. But they seem to be navigating it well. Actually, I don't think they've been navigating it well because I think she's bulldozing him and he's just not really interested. He also said that he hasn't been working for a number of months and he's on a budget and he can't really spend a lot of money, especially on things that he doesn't want or need. And so they went shopping and they looked at a bunch of stuff and they have $500+ of stuff to buy. And he's, I think, passively saying, oh, I don't know if I have my credit card or something, instead of being upfront, which I think I don't know, but I think he wants to say, I don't want to buy all this stuff. This isn't within my budget and I don't really even care. I don't really care about fashion. And I would hope that you loved me for me and not for what I was wearing. I get that you want me to look nicer or something, and maybe over time, especially once I get a job, I can afford it, something like that. But it's not a good sign that he can't say that. He's worried about the repercussions. Now, maybe he's distorting things. Maybe he could say something like that, and she would be like, oh, okay, well, yeah, it's your body, it's your fashion, it's fine. I just thought it'd be nice to buy some clothes. But maybe she wouldn't say that, and she would be punitive and punishing and rejecting, and that's why he's saying that. I don't know. Let's see what happens.
What?
No, I'm serious.
Really?
Yeah. I don't want to spend $500 on clothes right now.
Okay, so Jasmine is being quiet. I would hope that she would say, well, it's your money and it's your clothes and it's your body and you get to dress yourself however you want to dress yourself. So maybe I was a little overextending myself and I'm sorry, and you don't want to buy it, that's fine. Let's move on in life. But that's not what she's saying. She's giving him, I don't know if it's the death stare or listening stare, I can't really tell. And then he tells the truth, which is good. He just comes forward and says, I don't want to do this. Now, I'm not saying he's supposed to not want the clothes, but he should be able to assert himself and he should be able to communicate such a simple thing, right? I mean, just imagine, I went to my wife and said, I don't really like the way you dress. Let's go to the store. I'm going to buy you some clothes. I'm going to pick it out, and then I want you to buy it. And then she's like, I don't really have the money for that. I don't really want to spend money. I'm like, I think you should. Just imagine that, right? There's a boundary there. Now, like I said, you can make a request. I'd be like, oh, I think you look great in better clothes. I'd really love to, get you in better clothes. I think you're I don't know, you're not living up to your potential fashion-wise or something, especially if you thought that someone didn't really care, and I don't know if he cares. Maybe he really likes to dress the way that he looks. I don't know. Maybe they've had conversations around that, but so let's disregard the clothes issue and really look at how they communicate. The fair thing, the thing that doesn't involve self-entitlement over things that you shouldn't feel entitlement over, is for Jasmine at this point to say, okay, yeah, I get it. And you're entitled to that. You're entitled to your own budget. You're entitled to your own body. You're entitled to your own clothes choices. Let's see what she says.
No.
No.
What should I tell her?
I don't know. I know she wants me to improve my look, but I feel really uncomfortable to be put on the spot to spend this kind of money right now.
Now, you probably should have said something earlier, but you wonder, did he feel like he couldn't say something earlier because of her bulldozing? But I don't know. They didn't really show any bulldozing. So is he being overly careful? Is he setting himself up for failure by withholding that from her, or did he have good reasons to do that? I think we could imagine he might have good reasons, but I don't know.
$500 in Panama is 500 US dollars. And I don't care what country I'm in, I am not gonna spend $500 on clothes.
Okay, so that's his value. It's just like, I don't care about clothes. I'm not going to spend $500 on clothes. He's totally entitled to that. And she could be disappointed. She'd be like, oh, I really don't like the way he dresses. But he's entitled to the way he wants to dress. He's entitled to his budget. Maybe I need to buy him something for my own money so that he will dress in it. You know, like, let's see what she says.
I can tell Jasmine's upset. I'm a little shocked because I know she knows my situation right now. I know she's trying to get me to spend money on myself and not her, but I don't want her to see me as a walking cash machine. You know, I don't want her to think of me like that.
Okay, yeah, but I don't know if that applies here because she was wanting you to dress differently and you were going along with it. So I don't know if he's reading into that in terms of a walking cash machine, that kind of thing. So now, they're both entitled. She could want him to dress differently. That's okay. He could not want to spend money on clothes. That's okay. How do they talk about it? Let's watch.
So you are wearing your cute, comfortable sandals?
You don't like them?
Yeah, I just don't understand this constant commenting and judgment of everything that he wears. His hat, his shoes, his clothes, everything's wrong about him. I just don't understand that. I mean, I wonder if is this a cultural thing? I don't understand this entitlement. I mean, imagine if he did that to her. Like, oh, look at your makeup. Oh, look at your hair. Look at your, like, oh, you're going to wear that out? I mean, it's like, relax. They're sandals. It's fine. I mean, if he was wearing, I don't know, something completely outlandish, but, you know, they're comfortable sandals. And he's a practical dude. He's an engineer. Like, that's presumably you love him because of that, or, you know, at least that comes along with the ride. And what kind of guy did you think he was? Do you think he was like super Mr. Fashion? So, you know, just, and I think it's starting to take a toll. Like, you could just see it in his face. He's just like, you don't like him? Like, is that the point here? Can we move on? Let's get past the fact that you don't like my sandals. They're fine. They're shoes. They're okay.
It's been a few hours since Jasmine and I went shopping, and it got intense because I wasn't ready to buy $500 worth of clothes.
Good. Let's go.
I know Jasmine wants me to impress her friends, but for me, this is who I am. This is, you know, this is me being comfortable.
Right, and good for him. You know, it's very differentiated. It's like I'm getting pressure from her to change my clothes, and I get that she wants me to impress her friends, but you know, this is who I am. This is what I like to do. I like these sandals. I wear a hat everywhere I go. I wear these kinds of clothes, and you know, I guess you're just gonna have to deal with it because it doesn't harm anyone, and I don't want to change who I am. I don't want to act like I'm something different just to impress someone. You know, hopefully people like me for who I am.
Él no entiende español, así que puede ser honesto.
Sí. Tú te ves honesto
You look like an honest person.
y él tiene nobleza en la mirada.
Sí, y no le importa qué piensen los demás. Él es él, Gino. No le importa que si le gusta cómo se viste, lo que dice.
Okay, so good for Jasmine that she's like, maybe this is consolation for her, but good for her. She's saying, pumping him up and saying, look, he is who he is. He's an honest person. He doesn't care what other people think. He dresses the way he wants to dress, and that's just him, and that's great. So looks like she's trying. You know, Jasmine's interesting because there are times when she seems like she's really in a mode of anger and hostility, but most of the other time, it's 95% of the time on camera anyway, which is probably most of the time in real life because they probably highlight those negative moments. She's flexible and caring and understanding, and you know, goes with the flow, and they have a lot of chemistry. They laugh the same. So, you know, I'm just interested to, of course, as things go forward, the negatives usually get, you know, exaggerated, or they become bigger in the future. So maybe they won't with this couple.
I feel terrible for not telling him about taking the birth control pills. We've been having unprotected intercourse, and he is like daydreaming about having kids. He even said like, oh, he was even picking up names for girls.
So it's just more of this deception stuff that we see in the show sometimes. It's like, just be upfront. Just say, hey, I want to have kids with you too, just not right now. So I'm on birth control because I don't want to have kids right away, maybe in the future. Just be honest. Just tell someone. Why lie? Now you're in a prospect of revealing something because the friend is revealing for you that you've been secretly, which of course is your right, but you should tell your partner. Now Gino is faced with, if she tells him, with the prospect of, wait, so you've been deceiving me this whole time? What else have you been lying to me about?
Look at that.
Yeah, looks
Thank
good.
you.
Thank you. I wouldn't mind having another kid, but that can wait. Maybe because I already had kids, and I know what a big commitment it is. Just being in love is not enough, and that's the way it is.
100%. But don't lie about it. Tell your partner. It's always that way. It's like, yeah, you're totally entitled to that, 100%. That doesn't justify lying. People kind of intimate that on the show. It's just like, look, I already have kids, so I don't think maybe I'm up for having kids in the future. And look, it's my body. I get to take, but yeah, all that's true. That does not justify lying to someone about it. You should say, it's my body. I don't want to have kids. I'm going to take birth control, and I'm going to tell you about it, and let's talk it out.
Tú sabes, Leandro, que yo no puedo fingir que soy perfecta.
Ok, lo que pasa es que omitir un poquito no significa... No significa...
It is lying. It's not hiding a bit. It's lying. You deceived him. He is under the impression you are not on birth control and you're up for having kids right away. Now, people from the outside would look at Gino and be like, dude, give it a rest. Having kids right away? You're going to have kids right away? That's ridiculous. And then some people might accuse him that he's trying to lock it down. He's trying to get her pregnant, so she's dependent on him. I don't know. He doesn't really fit the profile for that. Maybe. Who knows? But it's lying, my friend. It is lying. He is under the impression, either directly or indirectly, that she is also ready to have kids right away. Now, I'm guessing Gino will be cool with it. That's the whole thing. I don't think this is a deal breaker for him. I'm guessing. I just can't imagine Gino flipping the table over and walking out knowing that she wants to wait to have kids for a later date. Now, she was kind of intimating maybe she doesn't want to have any more kids because she already has kids. And if that's the case, then yeah, that's a pretty important conversation for the two of them to have, if he is 100% wanting that to happen.
Lo vi una vez que estábamos en la peluquería y ¡fra! Quemaron.
His assistant warmed my hair. So I grabbed, her hair and was doing this. I thought I was gonna kill her.
Yikes, that is not what I thought that they were saying. So Gino asks the friend, Leo, have you ever seen Jasmine get really angry? And Leo's like, oh yeah, I've seen it before. There's one time, he's her hairstylist, that someone burnt her hair and she got really upset. And so I'm thinking just normal Jasmine anger where she's quiet and stern and, that kind of thing. But now we're hearing about violence where she got up, violently assaulted. I mean, that's assault. The hairstylist accidentally burnt your hair, did something wrong, and you get out of your seat and you physically assault a person for that. That's, you could serve time for something like that. That's not okay. I mean, there's a reason why it's a crime. It's because it's not okay. It's not okay to put hands on like that. It sounds like extremely violent. So that's worrisome because when you match that up with what we've seen thus far with Jasmine's episodes, it is scary for Gino.
Pero en sí es como un perrito así tiernito.
He's telling you that I'm like a puppy. That I can explode, but this is like 5 minutes explosion. After that, I just calm down.
Okay, well, that's not what Leo said, but that she's sort of adding in that bit. But that's interesting. That I think that's her view of herself, is that she will explode, but it's very brief, and then after that she calms down and everything's fine. That is our observation thus far. So she has some awareness about that, which is good. And that's okay if you have an uncontrollable emotional reaction. It happens sometimes. Really, all of us, literally all of us, have had that before. So how do you manage that? How do you apologize for it? How do you manage the triggers? How do you make sure that doesn't happen so you don't treat people unfairly? So maybe they can manage that.
To give it to you. I just couldn't wait. And,
So that's the Christmas gift you plan.
yeah.
Okay, so it's Christmas Day, which is it's always interesting to get some time context, because I always think it just happened this week, but of course they filmed this a lot earlier, and it's a year ago, which is a long time ago, and so it's Christmas Day, and they're exchanging gifts, and she got him a T-shirt that says, I love my crazy Panamanian girlfriend, and then she has a T-shirt that says, I am the crazy Panamanian girlfriend, and then she also got him a pillow, an embroidered pillow, and he's like, oh, this is really great. She's like, okay, well, where's my present? And he's like, oh, crap, I already gave it to you because I was so excited. It was the toothbrush. And someone commented below that engineers, that's how they think. Like, that's a big deal. If engineers are very practical, not all, but can be, and the gift of the practical toothbrush is right down the line of that personality. So she's hurt about that. But I don't know. With the toothbrush, she seemed to roll with it. So let's see what happens here. Now, on the other hand, so what do we say about this? Do we believe that Gino is a jerk face? Not me. I don't think he's a jerk face. Do we believe that Gino has a hard time understanding sometimes the landscape? Yeah. Do we believe that Gino did indeed get the gift of the toothbrush for her for Christmas and got it too early? Yeah, it's possible. Did he forget? Does he not value this sort of thing? You know, some people are just some people are really into Christmas gifts or holidays, you know, they're just, and then some people it's just like, and everyone in their life either also is or knows that they're not. And so, I don't know, maybe he's that. But again, it's not what's happening, because he's entitled to be like, I already gave you your birthday gift. And she's like entitled to be like, oh, that's a bummer. Let's see how they talk about it.
All I'm getting is a toothbrush. He gave it to me when he arrived. And he thinks that he can be cheap or, like careless about me. No.
Okay, so she's interpreting it as hurtful, as careless. You aren't showing that you care about me. I think that's kind of normal. So to think about how much money you spend or how much effort you put in to a gift along these lines indicates how much you love me. That is not true for everyone, by the way. You know, it's one of the 5 love languages for a reason. It's just like not everyone has that preference. So, but so she's entitled to say, hey, that kind of bums me out. This is one of my love languages. So in the future, if you could actually put some effort into that, that would mean a lot to me. So, that's okay. Let's see how they communicate it.
I've seen what you've done for this bunch of women that you have in the past. Yes, don't you dare to say no. Your old social media, the pictures, you were going out, you were going to trips, you took one of these bitches, you took her to Europe.
Okay, so she is bringing up these past relationships, which is not taking responsibilities for your feelings. It's not communicate your feelings. You're attacking him. It's highly debatable, and does not give him a chance to rise to the occasion. Puts him on the defensive. So, but maybe this is just one of those times where she has a blow up for 5 minutes and then everything's okay. I don't know.
Wait a second. When I went on vacations before, I had money to go on vacations. Right now, I've been off of work for 7 months.
Yeah, this is great. There's other couples we see on the show will have this constraint and they won't talk about it openly. He's saying, look, I don't have any money right now. Or I'm extremely limited on I don't even have a job right now. I don't have work. So yeah, it's an issue. It's actually a pretty big problem right now. I keep telling you that. That's why I couldn't buy the clothes. That's why I had to maybe budget for a toothbrush instead of something more lavish or something. So it's good that he's being upfront so that she can take that in and be like, oh, yeah, that's right. She can still say, though, but I'm bummed out you didn't put effort into a Christmas gift because I just gave you all these things and I didn't spend a lot of money on these things. And you didn't get me anything for Christmas. You got me a toothbrush, but you gave it to me earlier. So it just kind of hurts my feelings that you didn't get me something for Christmas and give it to me on Christmas that was sentimental. Okay, because that is how I like to live. And so it hurts my feelings. Because do we believe that Gino doesn't love her and is like, yeah, I'm not going to get her a gift because I don't love her? I don't think that's true, but that's how she's taking it.
You don't care about me.
I don't think Jasmine's seen the sacrifice I made for coming to Panama and not being with my family for Christmas. The only thing that matters to her is what did I do with my exes in the past?
Yeah, so this is playing into, I think, an ongoing aggravation to the relationship. She's bringing up the exes in this moment when she's angry, and he's like, wait, what? Yeah, with someone that I was with before I ever met you, we went on a trip to Europe. What does that have to do with now? Like, I'm a bad person because I was in a relationship once and we took a trip together. Like, what's wrong with that right now? I'm in different circumstances right now. Back then I had a job. Plus I'm down here visiting you. So I think that's going to maybe become, it's an ongoing issue. The other thing is that he's worried that he's being made into an ATM machine, as he said. But I don't think that either. I don't think that Jasmine thinks of him in terms of just money. I don't know, but it doesn't look that way. I think they have genuine chemistry. I think they have genuine personality Venn diagram. So hopefully they can navigate their way through this.
She seems to be a little more materialistic than I was expecting.
Okay, so no Christmas gift for me. End of the story.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. So he's seeing it as materialism, which, it could be, but I think it's the symbol of it, right? It's, what does it mean that you didn't get me a Christmas gift? I think that means you don't love me. And she even said that. So he could have seen through the trees there and said, oh, okay, I just need to no, honey, I love you. I'm sorry. I was really excited. Like, I bet you anything if he said, when I saw that electric toothbrush and I was so excited to give it to you because I really I just want to share things with you. And I put so much of love into that toothbrush because I love you so much. I want you to have good teeth, and you have great teeth and I want you to keep those teeth because I want to be with you forever. And I was so excited to give it to you that I gave it to you a couple days earlier and I couldn't wait for Christmas. And that was your Christmas gift. And I don't have much money to buy anything more. And I'm really sorry. I bet you if he said something like that, she would be like, oh, okay. That's what I'm looking for. But they're not really communicating. And so she's saying, you didn't get me a gift, therefore you don't love me. And he's saying, you're just trying to get money out of me, which I don't think either of those are true.
No, I gave you a toothbrush.
Yes, sure. You will have hopefully an extra chance next year, next Christmas. That's in a year.
Okay, so I think she's having one of those brief moments, because even in this moment, because she's saying, well, next year, remember this for next year, pal. Instead of saying what a lot of people would say on the show, is just like, that's it, we're done, we're never going to have another Christmas. So I think when she has these moments, she's more differentiated than she looks, because that implies some level of differentiation, that she's like, well, a little hint here for next Christmas, but it seems like she's having a meltdown, but I don't know if she is actually on the inside, which would make sense given that she recovers so quickly. All right, well, you can join the conversation by commenting below or going to the Discord or the subreddit or the Facebook fan page or the Instagram or the official Facebook page. I think I'm leaving something out. But anyway, when we participate in these conversations, please, please, please be kind to each other. Give each other the benefit of the doubt. Let's make our comment section a civil place, which can contrast other comment sections on the internet. It distresses me to think about people watching one of my videos and fighting with each other over something, like give each other the benefit of the doubt. We're all probably coming from a good place. Try to, assume that, and be kind, please, because we deserve it. We really, really do.